Every contract you have ever watched a player sign traces to one lawsuit, filed April 16, 1970, by one player who never earned a dollar of what he built. Oscar Robertson played 14 seasons in the NBA. He averaged a triple-double for an entire season in 1961-62.
And here comes Oscar Robertson again. In she goes.
Siegfried, guarded by Oscar, and Oscar takes the ball away. Oscar moving down. He beats Hawkins, and Hawkins dunks it. Around the rim, rebound Robertson.
He won MVP in 1964.
Oscar, congratulations. Thanks, Jack. Big win for you. What do you feel? Is this better than the days that you see? Oh, this is great. Great, Jack. Finally got it.
He won a championship in 1971. He was too poor to own a basketball as a child.
Milwaukee Bucks team was a classic example of what happens when you play as a team. Know your roles, complement one another, and together you serve to reach one goal, and that one goal is winning a championship.
And the Milwaukee Bucks are the champions.
The option clause bound a player to a single NBA team in perpetuity. A player could be traded, a player could be cut, but a player could never simply wait for his contract to expire and choose where to go next. Teams owned players, not for 1 year, not for a contract, forever. Boycotts, blacklisting, refusals to deal. Those were the tools the NBA used to enforce the reserve clause. Robertson put them in a federal filing.
I think it's wonderful. I think it's great. Where else could he go? The Nets? Orlando? No, he had to go where players would compliment what he did. I'm happy that he went there, to be honest, because he was taking advantage of his contract. Even when LeBron went down to Miami, everyone was so upset. Why were they upset? Because he didn't have a contract. Why didn't they sign him to a lifetime contract before he did that?
That's the thing. Teams move players around. Why do you think there's so much of a public backlash when players move themselves around within the rules?
Yeah, they don't think you have that much intelligence. They think that when you play basketball, you're like being in the Coliseum.
Robertson filed a class action antitrust lawsuit against the NBA on behalf of every player in the league. The court issued an injunction. The merger was blocked.
Back in 1964, he was part of a group of players who threatened to boycott the All-Star game if they didn't start getting things like better medical treatment, benefits, pay for preseason games. The NBA tried to call the players' bluff, but the players stood firm and refused to come out onto the court, causing a delay in the game before the league finally caved. And then, of course, there was the lawsuit Oscar filed against the NBA in 1970. And you may already know, that is what paved the way for free agency as we know it. You may not know that the actual lawsuit was structured so it would block the NBA and ABA merger.
He was 31 years old, still playing, still the best point guard in the league, still the president of the union. He had just sued his own employer. He stayed in the lawsuit after he retired in 1974. He won in 1976. The settlement became known as the Oscar Robertson Rule.
I'm happy about my position being involved with the free agency. Everyone said it was going to run basketball. It was going to do all these things. But you see, the Clippers sold for $2 billion.
Seems like basketball's doing okay.
I think it's doing very well. I think the people love it. It's a good TV game, so what else matters?
Restricted free agency. For the first time in NBA history, players could, under specific conditions, negotiate their own futures. 1984, Moses Malone signs $13.2 million deal as a free agent.
They're trying to trade him, but it's not working out. They don't want to play him, they being the Trailblazers, they don't want to play him. And so they finally worked out this deal with Buffalo at the end of the exhibition season, and we were playing a doubleheader exhibition game in Oakland. The Blazers had alerted Buffalo that they were going to play him because Buffalo wanted to see him play. They had never seen him play. And so said, have one of your guys come to this game, we'll play him in the second quarter, and you get a good look at him. And in the second quarter, Jack Ramsey puts Moses in the game.
1996, Shaquille O'Neal signs $120 million with the Lakers.
case you haven't figured it out yet, I've signed with the Los Angeles Lakers. And keep in mind the word change. To me, change is for the good.
2010, LeBron James chooses Miami.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat. Like I said before, I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to win and to win for multiple years. And not only just to win in the regular season or just to win 5 games in a row or 3 games in a row. I want to be able to win championships, and I feel like I can compete down there.
2016, Kevin Durant chooses Golden State.
Kevin Durant heading to the Golden State Warriors. How are you viewing this move from Durant?
Well, I'm viewing it as the weakest move I've ever seen from a superstar. Plain and simple. That's just how I look at it. It's not that he's leaving Oklahoma City. If you're not happy there and you want to move on and you want to grow as a player, there's nothing wrong with that.
2025, LeBron James earns $52,627,153 in one season. Robertson got one broadcasting job, color commentary for CBS. He was fired after one season. He believes his race and his involvement with the Players Union precluded careers in both broadcasting and coaching. Nobody hired him as a coach, general manager, broadcaster, or advisor for the next 34 years. Sorta left a bad taste in the NBA's mouth. They might tell you it's not true, but I've heard it from other guys around the league I played with and some after that. I think they really resented that, to be honest. The NBA has never disputed his characterization publicly. Not to me. LeBron doesn't know anything about that. He might, but I doubt he does. If he does, he's never said anything to me about it. LeBron James earned $52,627,153 this season. Robertson made a few $1,000,000 across his entire career. One of them is the reason the other is possible. In 2018, Oscar Robertson faced foreclosure. Robertson put up his most prized possessions for sale: his 1971 NBA championship ring, his Basketball Hall of Fame ring, his Hall of Fame induction trophy, all 12 of his NBA All-Star rings. The man who made $300 million contracts possible sold his championship ring for $91,000. I'm sure he was not popular to the league owners and to the NBA office itself, but that takes a lot of courage. It took 55 years. The collective bargaining agreement expires December 31st, 2029. Every player who negotiates inside it will be negotiating under a mechanism that cost Oscar Robertson his career. We read the fine print, so did he, and nobody thanked him for it. This is Beyond the Buzzer. We read the fine print so you don't have to.